Hello there. Welcome to Critical Thinking with Andre. And today's topic: should Americans support candidates who do not support Israel? That is the question. Should Americans support candidates who run for president of the United States, run for the Senate, Congress, or mayor, governor, or any state legislator in the nation, as long as they do not support Israel? Because today Israel look like a criminal state. They look like more like a bunch of criminals by going around murdering the people in Gaza. So should America continue to fund a government or a nation that support this murderous behavior? And a lot of Americans believe no. That is one of the reasons why Kamala Harris did not win the presidency, because a lot of people in the Democratic Party and independents did not want to vote for supporting Israel, because they see that Israel are killing these people indiscriminately and without any conscience at all, and they want to just take over more of their land, and it requires killing them people without disregard for their life. So would it benefit a candidate who runs for presidency of the United States? And I think it would, if that person says he or she no longer support Israel because of Israel behaviors. And that's how I view it, and I believe a lot of Americans view that too. So, and I believe a lot of Americans believe that what Israel is doing is criminal, to the degree that these people may need to go to jail. And the reason why I'm saying that, because that has been going on for a long time, meaning that American presidents has been supporting, that's right, American presidents have been supporting this criminal activity, meaning that they could go to jail too. Some of them could. This has been going on for a long time. That includes you too, Donald. You support it. You dropped 2 bombs on Iran because they have supposed to be getting close to a nuclear weapon. And that costs a lot of money. And as African American, every time I heard, the reason why the government can't pay us African Americans who are descendants of slavery reparation, because you don't have the money. I don't know, champ. You stop spending that money over there in Israel. I don't know, champ. You stop bombing and spending money on wasteful BS wars. I don't know, champ. You may be able to pay us our reparation. But that's a topic for another subject. At the moment, the subject matter is, should any candidates be elected as an elected official here in America supporting Israel? And a lot of Americans believe no, unless you that so-called conservative Republican Party who believe in I don't know what the hell they believe in, to be honest. They just so two-faced that I can't get with it. I don't know. I don't really know what they believe in. They talk about they got morals, and I ain't seen none of that crap. They talk about they for law and order, I ain't seen none of that. So, so let's get that part. And the same, the Democrats, they saying they got problems too. They got a lot of problems. They have a lot of problems. The Democrats have a lot of problems and issues. However, the majority of their problem is they got some of the old guards who need to go with old philosophies and old ideas that support Israel in its fashion. And when I mean by fashion, I mean in the state that it is doing now with regards to killing, murdering, these Palestinians, because Joe Biden, he basically kept funding them money. And Kamala was basically saying, well, we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to have to give you the bad news. The American people no longer support Israel. You're getting the news late, but you're getting it. No, we no longer support Israel. And I want my reparations for one thing. And I ain't really never supported Israel, because I've been still waiting for my reparations. And I'm going to let you know, period. Bottom line. And the reason why I want it so badly, my people are actually from Wilmington, North Carolina. You know that city down in North Carolina that were thriving back in the days? Well, that's where my people come from. Wilmington, North Carolina. The one that they burned up and destroyed back in the days. And a lot of them ran up here to Baltimore, Maryland. Shucks, what can I say? But, back to that, that's a different story for another time. And I just want to say, if a lot of people, if anybody support this and believe the same as I do, that we should no longer support Israel, hit the like. If you don't, you don't have to hit the like. But if you're in agreement that any person who runs for president, any candidate who runs for vice president, governor, or any state, town, or whatever, should not be elected if they support Israel. Should not be elected if they support Israel. That's all. That's all. If you support that idea, hit a like. Because this is what it's about. There's now a wave going through the American conscience that Israel support should no longer be in existence here, or no longer should be coming from, or no longer be advocated here in America. That's the bottom line. That means we won't be sending you any more pennies, dimes, intelligence, anything over there to maintain. Because look like you're doing a pretty good job taking care of yourself. I'm serious. You don't need our support. And everybody, I don't know, hold up. I'm not discriminating against any Jews. Oh no. It's not discrimination against any Jews. This is not a backlash against Judaism. No, it's not a backlash against Judaism. I just think that, you Jewish folks in your Jewish state is pretty good at taking care of yourself. And it looks that way from what you're doing over there. So all I'm saying is, hey buddy, this is a business thing. It's not personal, it's a business thing. We no longer do business. But even though that looks criminal and dangerous and crazy and terrorist like what you're doing, but what we're doing, we're making it a business decision here. We're making a business decision. We can no longer support you. Now, this is a business decision. Business decision. And even though there's some morals and principles in there, my morals and principles, I don't support it either. But this is going to be based on business. And business-wise, no longer, we can't support you anymore. Principle-wise, we can't support you either. Morally-wise, we can't support you either. Let me just get it out there. We can't support you morally. We can't support you on principles. And we can't support you on business. So, these are different times, Israel. These are just different times. You need to understand that. And Donald, we're going to give you a break. We ain't going to lock you up for this murderous behavior. You just going to have to tell Israel next time you have a meeting, buddy, we're going to look like we on the outs. Look like the things are changing. Look like the American people no longer want to support you. You're going to have to tell the boy. And I need to get some of my people elected in this midterm. No. We're going to run people who, in the midterm, who do not support Israel. So you might well don't worry about it. A lot of your people going to lose election. Unless those people that support your people are just murderers. And that will show up. No. Don't tell me it's all about the economy. Bull. It's bull. It is. It is, man. It's bull. Bull. You can't get over it. It's not all about the economy. They lie like... Hey, man, let me tell you something. You believe them lies, you believe anything. They lie like... But, as I say... If you like my channel and you support this discussion about candidates who run for president or vice president or any other position here in the United States that will be supporting Israel, you might as well let them know the American public will no longer be considered a part of this murderous regime. Because that's murder. No ifs, ands, or buts about. What they're doing to them children is murder. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You can say it's a war. I don't look like no war to me. You can call it whatever you want. Don't look like no war to me. I'm going to put my own definition on it. Now, that's free thinking. And as an American, I have that right. I love America. Oh, y'all, I love America. As an American, I love that right. That look like you murdering them folks over there to me, buddy. You can say anything you want, and any of your Republicans can say anything they want. And I know they smoke a lot or whatever. That boy they kicked out of the Republican Party said they was having plenty of coke parties and all of those stuff. And they probably were. Because it look like them boys be coked up over there with them that way. They be choosing things. You don't think they are? You think some of the stuff they be doing is sane? You got to be killing it. Talking that BS about God, you got to be killing it. Them boys probably go back there, snort dope and coke on the Bible, as far as I'm concerned. Shit. But as I say, that's discussing this for another day. That's discussing this for another day. But back to this topic. If you like this discussion about the candidates who run for president or vice president of the United States, who should and will and must not support Israel again, if you're in support of that kind of thought, then you must hit the light. If you're not, then keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's all. And thank you for coming to my channel today. And have a good day. Bye.